ReviewTyme is the home for all things theme parks. Stay up to date with our videos by subscribing and tapping the bell icon. Films have always served as a basis for great theme park entertainment. Disney especially are the kings of taking beloved films and condensing them down into a 25-minute show full of all of your favorite characters, moments, and songs. Universal films, on the other hand, aren't exactly known for featuring great musical numbers everyone sings along to as they're walking out of the cinema. So, what happens when Universal Studios Hollywood tries to create a theme park stage musical based on a Universal monster from the 1950s who doesn't even speak a word? You get a show described by audiences as an abomination, even with its impressive production design. For ReviewTyme, I'm Luke, and this is the story of Creature from the Black Lagoon, the musical. Gillman, or simply The Creature, was first featured in the 1954 film Creature from the Black Lagoon. In this movie, a group of scientists are sent to the Amazon jungle to track down a mysterious prehistoric beast. The beast, however, has other plans, escaping their clutches, falling in love with the female scientist Kay before being shot by the scientists and forced to retreat back to his cave, ending the film. The Creature's immediate popularity would see him in 2 more films over the next 2 years, including Revenge of the Creature and The Creature Walks Among Us. However, in the world of Universal monsters, Gillman is the least featured of them all, not starring in another film between 1956 and today. However, in 2008, a new potential remake appeared on the horizon, and before casting or pre-production had been confirmed, Universal Studios Hollywood set out to create a brand new show based on the famed Creature. The show would replace Fear Factor Live, which had played in the Castle Theatre on the Upper Lot since 2008, a venue that had seen its fair share of other interesting shows over the years, including the amazing Beetlejuice's Graveyard Review, and even a Spider-Man musical simply entitled Spider-Man Rocks. The first public information about the new show came on the 2nd of June 2008, where a press release issued by Universal had this to say: "With state-of-the-art stagecraft, acrobatic choreography, and hilarious toe-tapping music, The Creature will be brought to life in a story based on the original screenplay, updated to emphasize the element of romance and just a bit of comic relief." The creative team for the show included Tony Award-nominated director and choreographer Lynn Taylor Corbett, known for her work on Titanic and Chess, scenic designer James Humans, known for West Side Story, as well as puppet designer Michael Curry, best known for his puppet creations for Broadway's The Lion King. The show would see its media day on the 30th of June 2009 and was attended by Julie Adams, the female lead of the original 1954 film. After an impressive opening ceremony featuring the Creature himself, the show would be officially open to guests the next day, on the 1st of July 2009. And what awaited those guests inside the newly jungle-ified castle stage was something quite strange indeed. The show began with a clip of the Today Show host talking about a trip researchers were currently undertaking to discover if the Gillman from the Creature from the Black Lagoon film was real. Bizarrely, the show then shifts immediately to the jungle, and the events of the 1954 Creature from the Black Lagoon basically repeat themselves beat for beat, except for one large surprise towards the end, in a condensed 25-minute format, now featuring musical numbers, making the change of the show to be set in modern times completely useless. The opening number of the show was the fittingly named Black Lagoon, which introduces the audience to the setting as well as the cast of characters, including Captain Miranda, an exotic voodoo queen leading the exposition, Kay, the beautiful scientist and catcher of the Creature's attention, David, her fiancé, and Mark, the cliché rich kid. After being introduced to our cast of characters, Kay vents her romantic frustrations with her emotionally detached fiancé through her solo song, Slay Me, during which some impressive flywire rigging allows her to recreate the famed swimming scene from the original film, where the creature becomes immediately infatuated with her, swimming beneath. Returning to the boat, Kay joins the rest of the cast in singing Primeval, a song designed to tell the story of the creature, whom to everyone's dismay joins in on the final part of the song before kidnapping Kay and taking her to his lair, where we find out that the Gillman talks in some form of Australian British surfer dude accent.
Right, like caviar and champagne.
In the lair, Kay and Gillman sing the final original song for the show, Strange New Hunger. During this duet, the two romantically bond before Mark and David rush in to save Kay, shooting the creature with a spear gun before escaping. Back aboard the Reader, however, the crew's problems were about to get massive, as the spear Gillman was shot with was coated in a human growth hormone, making the creature grow to be 25 feet high and appear on stage as a rather impressive giant puppet. Together, Kay and the puppet sing a reprise of Strange New Hunger before the creature eats her, leaving Captain Miranda to close out the show with a reprise of Black Lagoon. As you can see, the show managed to distill the film down to its core elements and present them in a 25-minute show, featuring some rather impressive scenic designs and production elements, including the previously mentioned puppet, as well as the Reader itself, which was also on a fly rig. Whilst the music was reasonably accepted by audiences as a fitting 60s rock opera style, the script was generally regarded as terrible, featuring some rather risque lines for a family-friendly theme park, as well as being too self-aware for its own good.
Dios mío, this is like some horrible monster movie.
Or a horrible monster musical!
Making people wish the talented cast would simply sing again, so they didn't have to hear any more of the dialogue. From the beginning, audiences simply did not understand the show, and I can't really blame them. Whilst it was visually spectacular, even watching the show on YouTube today can be a chore, let alone taking a good hour out of your limited theme park time to see it. The show would close for the season in September of 2009 in order to make way for Bill and Ted's excellent Halloween adventure, with Creature expected to return after Halloween Horror Nights concluded. However, due to a fire breaking out during Bill and Ted's run, fire and safety code violations would see the theater closed until January of 2010, when the musical was finally set to reopen. However, it never did. Due to a lack of audience interest, the show remained closed, and on the 9th of March 2010, Universal officially announced the closure of the show, which hadn't played for around 6 months at this time, meaning that overall, Creature from the Black Lagoon the musical only ran for around 10 weeks, even though it was clearly intended to be there for a few years at least. A few months after the show closed, Universal would use the Castle Theatre to host the brand new special effects stage, which replaced the closed special effects stages from the lower lot, and Creature would live on within this new show. Kind of. With both the Reader boat as well as the giant Gillman puppet being used within the special effects stage. Even if Gillman was simply used as a background piece of theming, probably so Universal felt as if the money spent on it wasn't completely wasted. Today, a version of the special effects show still runs in the Castle Theatre, though no longer featuring any remnants of the old musical. Nowadays, I highly doubt Universal would ever take such a creative risk on a show again. Whilst the production design was quite incredible and lived up to theme park expectations of grandeur, sadly the rest of the show couldn't quite match up with that. If you feel the inclination to watch the entire show for yourself, I've left a link to it in the video description. For Review Time, I'm Luke. Thanks for watching, liking, and subscribing.